Welcome back to World Wrestlers History, where legends are remembered, stories are told, and the spirit of wrestling lives forever. Today, we take you deep into the journey of a man who went from humble beginnings to becoming the face of WWE, the unstoppable force known to the world as Roman Reigns. Born Lady Joseph Anoa'i on May 25, 1985, in Pensacola, Florida, Roman came into a family where wrestling wasn't just a profession, it was a legacy. The Anoa'i family name was already legendary in the wrestling world. His father, Sika Anoa'i, was one half of the legendary Wild Samoans, and his uncles, cousins, and relatives had dominated rings across generations. From Yokozuna to Rikishi, Umaga to the Usos, wrestling ran through the bloodline long before the word bloodline became a trademark of dominance. As a child, Joe, as his family called him, was quiet but strong-minded. He grew up surrounded by powerful figures, warriors who carried the pride of the Samoan heritage into every fight. But despite the fame around him, life wasn't easy. His father was often on the road, his family moved from place to place, and Roman had to learn early how to stand tall and protect his own. He admired the respect his father commanded in the ring, but he didn't want to just live off the Anoa'i name. He wanted to earn it. From a young age, Joe trained his body, learning discipline through sports. While many expected him to step into wrestling right away, Roman's first dream wasn't WWE. It was football. At Pensacola Catholic High School, then Escambia High, Roman became known for his athleticism and leadership. His strength and focus made him a natural leader on the field. He wasn't the loudest player, but when he spoke, his teammates listened. Football became his first platform to prove his worth. He went on to play for Georgia Tech, one of the top college football programs in the country, where he became team captain and earned recognition as one of the best defensive players on the roster. For a while, it looked like football would be his destiny. He even signed with the Minnesota Vikings in the NFL and later the Jacksonville Jaguars. But fate had other plans. Health issues, specifically his battle with leukemia, cut his football dreams short before they could truly begin. It was a painful setback, one that left him searching for purpose. Roman could have quit there. But he didn't. His Samoan blood carried the strength of warriors who never backed down. Wrestling began to call to him, not just because of his family, but because he felt he still had something to prove. He wasn't content to live in the shadows of his relatives. He wanted to build his own legacy, one that the world would remember. When he finally made the decision to step into wrestling, he was trained under the same proud tradition that shaped the Anoa'i dynasty. But this time, he was determined to stand out, not as the son of Sika, but as Roman Reigns. He started his journey in WWE's developmental system, Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW. It wasn't glamorous. There were no spotlights, no roaring fans, just hard work, sweat, and endless drills. He debuted as Lia Key, a name that few remember today, but one that represented his earliest test. There, he learned the art of storytelling through pain, the rhythm of the ring, and the patience to build a career one match at a time. Roman's early matches showed promise, but the road was long. Many doubted him, saying he was just another product of the famous family name. But Roman had something to prove, not to them, but to himself. He trained harder than ever, sharpening his craft and learning how to command attention. Slowly, his presence began to grow. WWE saw his potential, the size, the charisma, the confidence. He had the makings of a star, but they were waiting for the right moment. In 2012, that moment came. WWE was preparing to introduce a new faction, a group that would shake the foundations of the company. And Roman Reigns, alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, became part of that plan. The trio would be called The Shield. But before The Shield would dominate WWE, Roman had to earn his spot. He went through countless developmental matches, absorbing lessons from veterans and coaches who knew what greatness looked like. He understood that being part of wrestling royalty meant nothing unless you proved it inside the ring. Every drop of sweat, every bruise, every long night of training brought him closer to the man he would soon become, the powerhouse that would dominate an entire era. By the time WWE called him up to the main roster, Roman Reigns was no longer just Lady Anoa'i, he was a symbol of power, legacy, and perseverance. The world didn't know it yet, but a new chapter in wrestling history was about to begin, one led by the man who would soon call himself the head of the table. As Roman's early career took shape, those around him saw the same thing his father once did, that burning desire to be great. But Roman didn't just want greatness. He wanted to be the man. The one everyone respected, feared, and acknowledged. This was just the beginning, the making of a warrior, a leader, and a champion. From the fields of Georgia Tech to the training rings of FCW, every step prepared him for his destiny. The quiet boy from Pensacola was about to roar louder than anyone expected. And when he finally stepped through those WWE curtains, with the crowd watching, and destiny waiting, Roman Reigns was ready to begin the fight that would change his life forever. And that, my friends, was episode 1 of Roman Reigns' journey, from his early life to his rise toward the grand stage of WWE. His strength, resilience, and determination are the foundations of what would soon make him the tribal chief. Stay tuned for episode 2, where we'll dive into Roman's rise as part of the Shield, his early struggles, and how he began to carve his path to superstardom. This is World Wrestlers History, where every legend has a story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep the legacy alive. Until next time, acknowledge